Look, I brought a bunch of new ingots to make some armor, and I'd like you to do it. Here's the deal. Let's not talk during this part. No questions, please. Just make the armor, and I'll be on my way. No need to ask whether my armor came off at any point. I mean, why would you ask, right? The answer is almost certainly yes. I mean, that it stayed on me, so we're not even going to broach that topic. Thanks. Hey, Internet. It's Paul, it's Matt, the Dork Lords. We're here talking about The Mandalorian. Season 1, Episode 3, The Sin. All right. So in this episode, kind of picks up right where the last one left off. Our hero, I think he's our hero, but at the moment, in the beginning of this episode, he's not so heroic because he's like, "Baby, turn it in." But we see him make the decision to, "Yep, I had a bounty. I got the bounty.
That's right.
I'm turning in the bounty."
There you go.
He has some misgivings. You can tell the stormtroopers are like handling the little bassinet roughly. They're like, "You shut up, you."
No, it's like watch it. Like, you watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
like,
how.
Okay.
That's how witty they are.
Yes. And any sensible person gets the idea that they're up to no good with said kid.
Sure.
But they also drop. It's actually a prop. I saw this online. It's the ice cream maker from Empire Strikes Back. It's a storage device. It's like a little walking safe. Opens up. It's got all the little ingots with the Beskar steel. So he's like, "Oh, there's my armor. Thank you very much." He asks, "What are you going to do with the kid?" Werner Herzog kind of gives that's the bounty hunter's code. You're not supposed to ask. So, do you want this or not? He takes the goods, goes and gets his armor made. While he's doing that, the armorer, first, a lot of the Mandalorians come because they're interested in, look at all the Beskar he's got.
Yep.
At least one of them is upset.
Yes.
That it's from the Empire, has a little seal of the Empire
That's right,
on it.
it does.
These are the folks that killed us off in
That's
the Purge,
right.
and here you are dealing with them.
Yep.
Apparently that character is voiced by Jon Favreau.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I heard that he was going to have a part in there.
They get in a little fight for a second. Had little vibroblades. That was kind of
That's
cool.
right. Yeah, that's. I didn't realize that.
I remember playing the role-playing game back in the day.
Oh,
like, I have a vibroblade.
Oh, okay.
And apparently, I don't know. In the game, you can just do anything with it. You're like, I don't need to get a lightsaber. I got this thing that cuts through literally anything. So the mentor does say, hey, look, the Empire's gone, and we got the Beskar back. Who knows how fate flows.
That's right.
So don't blame our fellow Mandalorian here.
Yes.
This is the way.
Yeah, well, after they put another emphasis on, we're never going to see his face. It's like,
that's right.
Or at least, except under extreme circumstances.
It's a big deal.
Did you take off your helmet at any point at all? Did someone else take it off?
No, never.
Did it get knocked off?
They're answering that question. You asked that question back in episode 1, and they're definitively answering this question. Yeah. I sleep in it. Yes. I bathe in it. I eat through it. There is no way this is coming off. Which tells me it's coming off.
I'm wondering if the biggest plus of having that Baby Yoda around is like you can get his little hands up there to scratch his face. Just get up there, little
or
Baby
use
Yoda.
the Force.
Just
could you Force levitate me a brisket? Okay, anyway.
Force scratch my face.
So after talking with this, I would say it's a mentor. This armorer seems to be someone that all the other Mandalorians respect, and he's got a change of conscience. He's going to take off, and he's got his little, I don't know if it's a hyperdrive lever, some ship steering lever that had a little ball, a little screw-in ball on it that little Baby Yoda, we'll call it Baby Yoda. We know it's almost certainly not a baby Yoda.
We know.
But yeah, Baby Yoda. I was playing with it. It's like, that's not a toy. Well, now it's like, oh, that's right, Baby Yoda. And so in that moment, he decides, nope, I'm going to go kill everyone.
Yes.
And take this baby back. First, we do see yet another awesome use of this gun? I don't know. I mean, it's got so many uses.
Oh.
Gun is one of the uses, but
Yes.
it's also, as we see, it can detect. You can hear audio through walls with it now as well. It shocks people.
Yes.
You can, make a nice steak with it. Probably.
Probably like flip.
It can translate languages.
Yep.
It's
It's
a
a divining
protocol
rod.
droid.
Yep.
It's a divining rod.
Yeah.
Find water in the desert.
There you go.
It is a multi-tool.
Yeah.
It's the Swiss Army knife for Mandalorians.
Ooh, wow.
So he uses it
Mandalorian army.
to overhear Werner Herzog talking to Dr. Pershing. And the conversation is essentially, hey, get the materials we need from Baby Yoda and do whatever you want with it. Yeah, kill it after you get the materials, essentially.
He's like, we're supposed to bring it back alive.
Yeah, what? Blah, blah, blah. So that's, sense of urgency. They're working on the kid. We better get in there. He also does see that the bassinet is in the trash.
Yes, he does see that.
Which I thought that was an interesting callback to the previous episode where, when he went to get the egg for the Jawas, they just chopped the egg off.
Yep.
And they ate it, and it was like, So it was almost like, I delivered the egg to you.
Oh, yeah.
We took the thing out, threw the egg away. So, what proceeds to be there is a very cool stormtroopers getting their comeuppance.
Yes.
In just violent ways.
Yeah. How else would they?
Right. No. Exactly.
No, one of the things
he
that
tells them they should amend their ways, and they do.
Well, one of the not weird, but funny things to me is that I guess it's trying to give you a sense of how serious that whole expedition was, because after he got his armor, one of the things he got was those flying singing birds or whatever it was.
The whistling birds.
And so he's like, these are very rare, so use them sparingly.
Don't use them once.
Like, oh no, well, just later that day.
Yeah, that's true.
This looks like a job for a bunch of whistling birds.
That reminded me a bit of like the old Knight Rider, when it would be like, all right, Kit, we're going to install this new cool device. It sonically attracts tigers. There actually wasn't a thing he had in there. And then, what do you know? 15 minutes later, there's a tiger.
Yeah.
Beep, we got him. Oh, thank God I installed this thing. So here he
it's like the writers must always be talking to the gadget makers, like this in James Bond. Like, here's, you might need this and this special lighter. And
so the whistling birds get him out of it when he's being captured, and he just kind of like the little whistling arrow almost from Marvel.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I glossed over the bit where he goes back to Carl Weathers.
Yes, he does.
And it's basically just trying to get away, and like his guilty conscience has been like, I must get out of here. I'll just take the farthest away.
I think he probably always wants to keep working, because that's that has an association, I think, for his tribe. So it's like they go out and they do stuff.
That's true. It's not unusual for him to want to keep working, but there's also that sense of
and
like,
also too,
don't go far away.
One thing we didn't mention also about when he was with the other Mandalorians was that put some of it to the foundlings or whatever. So that's like, yes, that is the way. That's what they're always declaring, the way.
This is the way. Which also, another good, interesting moment there was the signet moment.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, your signet.
Yes.
Was there some creature? He's like, I killed the Mudhorn.
Right.
Like, oh, that'll be your signet.
Yes.
He's like, not so fast. My enemy helped me kill the Mudhorn.
Yeah, and then he was like, well, why would your enemy help you?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, the enemy didn't know that it was my enemy. Which is okay. No more questions need to be asked.
That's right. So you betrayed someone, is what you're saying? Follow-up question. You
how can he not know that you were his enemy? Well, he's a baby.
He's a baby, and then I just turned him in for parts. But anyway, I'm honorable. Please give me my knightly armor. So that was also obviously a moment when he had to verbalize it. I think he was like, "Oh yeah, I've really stepped over the line of the code of
maybe.
the Mandalorian."
I mean, I mean, it's not. I don't know. Who knows? I mean,
he has this moment though. He has a
yes.
Oh, I gotta do the honorable thing.
Yeah.
Which involves a lot of killing.
Yes.
So yes.
But he was meeting with Carl Weathers there, and that was a great scene where he was clearly lording it over every other bounty hunter.
They all hate you.
Yeah, they do. But I love you. Look at all this money I got because of you. Woo-hoo.
This will come in handy later, but yes.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Keep close in my heart in case anybody wants to shoot me.
Right. I actually have a theory on that. I think perhaps
the Mandalorian knew, so he deliberately aimed at his money.
Yep. Yes,
that's possible.
Not to kill. He knew it was there. He's like, I just want you off this ship, but I'm not going to kill you. And so he goes in, kills everybody. The bounty comes out. It's kind of a John Wick 3 moment. I don't know if you saw John Wick 3 or not, but
no, there's only the first John Wick.
There's a bit where John Wick he's broken the code.
Yes.
They're not bounty hunters but assassins.
Yes.
So similar idea though.
Yes, sir.
And he's like, oh, you wrote the code.
Yep.
You have X amount of minutes before we push the button, and everyone is trying to kill you.
Right.
And so at some point, all these people on their cell phones. Oh, okay. And he starts seeing all these assassins like, oh, time to go kill John Wick.
Yeah.
And so it's a similar idea where all the bounty hunters are like, oh, all right, let's go.
Yes.
And so there's a showdown. He holds his own. Interesting line there when Carl Weathers, I wouldn't call him Carl Weathers. He has another name, but his name's Carl Weathers. Anyway, Carl Weathers says, hey, if you drop the baby off on the little speeder, then maybe I'll let you walk out of here or something like that.
Yes.
And he's like, how do I trust you? And the line, I'm your only hope. I was like, oh, well, is he Leia?
That's kind of tortured.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you're not the first one I heard make that connection, but it's like, okay.
I mean, and then there's a droid nearby, so I don't know. But,
yeah. He has that's one of the great things when he jumps into the speeder that the droid is, and he's like, I'm not gonna go anywhere, and he's like, oh yeah.
I love that the droid shakes its head no, and then he points a gun at it, and the droid's like, all right. Droids have feelings.
Yes,
I think
they do.
We know this.
The sense of self-preservation.
Exactly. So yes, even though he hates droids, and again we see another flashback moment where we confirm that droids were what killed his parents. He is forced to, in desperate times, depend on a droid.
Sure, of course.
And then still, even though he's disintegrating folks with his Swiss Army knife gun, it looks like the gig's up until fellow Mandalorians they had like a little secret base there. Emerge.
Right, and one thing they said,
jetpacks.
which was interesting, is that they can only leave one at a time or something.
That was
which
an
you could interpret to mean that only one person can be outside at a time, or what makes more sense to me is, okay, you go and I'll wait 5 minutes. I mean, because it's
I was wondering that myself. Like, wait, is he the only one allowed to go out and be a bounty hunter?
That seems stupid.
That's dumb.
Yeah, so I hope it's not that.
You're right. It's probably one at a time.
Is he coming back? Is he any word yet? No.
No, he's actually got a really good career. We're just going to be down here in the hole forever, atrophying. This armor is heavy. Man, this helmet is itchy.
It's like, great, he's brought some more money so we can get some more food. So, quick, somebody run outside.
Oh, he brought money for his own armor. Oh, we're all dying. Yeah, so that's a good point. I didn't think of it at the time, but that makes more sense.
I hope.
The idea of they can only come out one at a time so as not to give away the base, which they have now given away, and they make the comment, they're like, we got to move the base. And they're like, so be it. Like, we're helping out our Mandalorian buddy.
Right. I mean, because I guess no one knows that the base would be there on the planet. He's the only one walking around. At least,
yeah. So they have the secret armor under the ground, I guess, and now they're going to have to move the armor and everybody somewhere else.
Yeah.
But so it was a big ask.
And there were little kid Mandalorians I noticed walking around too.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, the foundlings.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. They had their jetpacks that come out. Very cool scene, including Jon Favreau's character. He's got like one of those midi gun things, like the dude from Rogue One. Although it's shooting lasers, they have some high firepower.
Oh, sure. Well, that was the funny thing about what Grief is. Carl Weathers' character was saying, like, "Oh, that's a nice weapon."
Yeah,
it's like they just have. I mean, because that's the interesting thing about, it certainly helped him that the armor that he had was resistant to laser blasts.
Right.
So he would have been much more dead, or dead earlier, I guess, if he hadn't had all that nice new armor.
The armor made a big difference. He used it to go and kill the people that gave him the armor.
Yes.
So as he's escaping, he has one final showdown with Carl Weathers. We just mentioned it. He shoots him in the Beskar ingot around his heart, and then takes off with Baby Yoda.
Yes.
And that's your ending. It did occur to me that this, Well,
after he receives the goodbye.
Oh yeah, which obviously a callback to Iron Man.
Oh, I was thinking Independence Day.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get me one of these.
Oh yeah, good point. That line. I was thinking of Jon Favreau directed Iron Man, and so he's doing it, and that was his character doing the salute. Anyway. So I thought, it's Iron Man. But okay, yes, right. You gotta give me one of those. So he'll have a jetpack eventually, probably.
Yes, he probably will.
But it did occur to me that this particular episode does a lot in the Joseph Campbell hero's journey thing, which George Lucas was big on with the Star Wars, pretty much all the Star Wars movies. But here you've got a situation where the hero has to get a call to adventure and then refuse that call. So in this case, the call to adventure is, hey, there's a kid whose life's in danger if you do something, if you don't help.
Sure.
He's like, yeah, I'll keep my life the way it is. I'm a bounty hunter. This is my life.
There you go.
Then, typically in the way the hero's journey goes, is they have a talk with a mentor figure who convinces them that they should accept the call. So in this case, the mentor would be the armorer person. Is like, the Mandalorian. This is the way.
Yeah.
Has a change of heart, accepts the call.
Yes.
And then what happens is, after accepting the call, they go from the ordinary world, which would have been his bounty hunting world, into the special world. And so it's like, I'm in a new territory now. Maybe him taking off into space, maybe it's some kind of a, indicative that new world's coming. But usually what happens after that is a series of tests where the allies and enemies show up.
Sure.
But there's going to come some big moment where, if I had to guess, I think what's going to happen is he will have to do some kind of very heroic act without the cool trappings he's got. So I think he's going to be, that cool armor is going to leave at some point. And he's going to have to do it on his own, prove himself, to then he can come back and be, a Mandalorian again. But
will he?
I think that's usually the hero's journey comes.
No, I'm
he
just
comes
saying.
back around, or will he come back to lead them maybe?
Well, I mean, I feel like.
Or die.
What's the answer to the question? If you say, "Did you take off your armor helmet?"
Oh yeah.
Is it like
yes?
Yes. What?
Look, I brought a bunch of new ingots to make some armor, and I'd like you to do it. Here's the deal. Let's not talk during this part. No questions, please. Just make the armor. That's great. I'm a little hoarse. I've been attacked by a bunch of guys. My voice isn't doing well. Just make the armor, and I'll be on my way. No need to ask whether my armor came off at any point. I mean, why would you ask, right? The answer is almost certainly yes. I mean, that it stayed on me, so we're not even going to broach that topic. Thanks. But yeah, you're right. Maybe at that point he has to then, either leave the Mandalorians,
maybe.
or he has to be accepted that that's the one time when it's okay to have your armor taken off. But we'll find out. Anyway, I think that's where it's headed, is that he's got this really cool thing now, but we're going to have to see him, the person, achieve without that stuff. That's my guess.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah. What do we think about Baby Yoda? A couple things we did learn. One, Dr. Pershing, who Mandalorian does not kill. He convinces Mandalorian not to kill him. He's the one guy in that building.
Yes.
I mean, Werner Herzog is alive, but he wasn't in the building at the time or whatever.
Yeah,
so
someplace where you can hit the button to, hey.
Yeah. Right.
Go get him.
Dr. Pershing says, the only reason the baby's still alive is thanks to me.
Right.
There is one of those torture droid things hanging out next to him.
Yes.
Which you're like, wait, are you gonna try to sodium pentothal a baby to make it talk? I don't know what to do. Anyway. Or was that for him, maybe? I don't know. He seemed to have a weird relationship with Werner Herzog. Werner Herzog wasn't like, we're on the same team. It kind of felt like Dr. Pershing is his own...
Right, but he's not the highest leader in the land.
Right.
He answers to someone else.
Yeah. Dr. Pershing mentions Baby Yoda is a he. It could just be speaking generically, but I'm going to guess the doctor is speaking medically that little Baby Yoda is a he. Also, Werner Herzog mentions about getting the material from Baby Yoda, which makes me think not a clone. Like there were some theories that maybe it's a clone of Yoda. I would guess they weren't. If it's already cloned, that's not. They wouldn't want more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
They wouldn't take the material to clone it.
Yes, if they had the genetic material to make one, you wouldn't think they'd need additional genetic material. I mean, a reason why you might want some genetic material after you created something was maybe you lost the original genetic material that allowed you to clone it.
But they seem like they want this material to send to some, like, so I'm guessing it's for some kind of cloning purposes. Now,
but you're also guessing it's the blood that they want.
But I'm just hoping
it's not
that this is not in a direction where the
M word.
Right, the M word, that the whole plot centers around
the
midi-chlorians.
Yes.
There's like, we got the midi, now we can inject those and we can give people the force with these midi-chlorians. Like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Would it ruin the show? No, but boy, you want to pick a topic that is universally hated. Have your plot be around midi-chlorians. That would be a good way to do it.
Okay.
Unless Jar Jar comes, picks up the midi-chlorian vial, and then personally escorts it to the proper authorities. That would be the one way you can make it worse. But anyway, so we'll see.
I should take it over to the scientist.
Yeah, no, that's completely legit. Very watchable. So anyway, if you have some thoughts on how our Baby Yoda fits into this plot, we're still a little unsure of what they need from Baby Yoda. Oh, no! That's not a toy. Then put it down in the comments. I'd be happy to chat about it with you. But yeah, anything else, good sir?
No.
All right, very good. So that is a Mandalorian Episode 3. We'll be back talking about Watchmen and Mr. Robot. Thanks so much, everybody.